So next we have this homogeneous function. So what is a homogeneous function? A function is said to be homogeneous of degree n whenever it is expressed in this particular form. That is, f of xy is equal to x to the power n some function of y divided by x. So that means what we are doing, we are converting our function so that it could be written, every quantity there could be written in this form, y divided by x. So that is homogeneous function. For example, we have this function x plus y divided by square root x plus square root y. So here this is a homogeneous function. Why? Because from the numerator you could take out x common, so you could write this to be 1 plus y by x, and from the denominator you could take out square root x plus y, so this could be written as square root x common, so it would be 1 plus square root of x by y by x. So here if you see this term, here you have variable of this form y divided by x, so I can call this to be some function of say phi of the variable y divided by x, and here the power of x is 1, here the power of x is 1 by 2. So the power of x here would be 1 minus 1 by 2, that is equal to 1 by 2. So now you have written your given function into this particular form. So x to the power something into some function of y of x. So this is a homogeneous function. Another example, you see we have function in 3 variables, and here it is given to be x cube plus y cube plus z cube divided by ax plus by plus cz. So from the numerator, when you take x cube as common, so you would have 1 plus y by x whole cube plus z upon x whole cube, and from the denominator, when you take x common from here, so it would be a plus b into y divided by x plus c into z divided by x. So what you have done, here the power of x is 3, here the power of x is 2, so this becomes the power of x as 1 and some function phi which is defined in this variable y by x comma z by x. So that means your function now is also a homogeneous function, and it is a homogeneous function of degree 2, of degree, it should be, it is 1 here, the degree 1, yes, so it is of degree 2. Okay, and suppose I have this another function, say we have this function f of xy that is equal to x square plus y divided by x square square root x plus square root y. Now this is this a homogeneous function? Now this is not a homogeneous function. Why? Because when you take this x square common, so when you take this x square common from the numerator, so you would have 1 plus y divided by x square, and when you take square root x or x to the power 1 by 2 common from the denominator, so it would be 1 plus y by x raised to power 1 by 2. So now you see this function is not homogeneous. Why? Because homogeneous. Why? Because this cannot be written as this is not equal to the quantity x raised to power n phi of function of y upon x, because here you have the term this y by x square and here you have y by x, so they are different. So this is not a homogeneous function. So that is the example of homogeneous function. So we only have the homogeneous function as this function or this function or any function which is represented in this particular form. So next we have this Euler's theorem for homogeneous functions. It states that, it is a very important theorem, it states that whenever you have a homogeneous function in the variable x and in the variable y having degree n, then this expression is always true. The expression says x del u by del x plus y del u by del y that is equal to n And what is n? N is the degree into the function u. So let us quickly see the proof for this one. The proof is also very simple. Now because we are given this function u is equal to f of xy, which is a homogeneous function, so we can write this function in this form: x raised to power n into phi of y divided by x. So let me call this as equation number 1. So firstly, what I am doing, I am differentiating this with respect to x, and then I am differentiating it with respect to y. So in this case, I'll keep y as constant. In the second case, I will keep x as constant. So that means it would become, in the first case, del u by del x, and because this term also has x, this term also has x, so here I have to apply the product rule. So when you apply product rule, it would be the derivative of first term, so that would be n into x raised to power n minus 1, and second term as such, and then first term as such, and then the derivative of second term. Derivative of second term is this one. How? Firstly, you will differentiate the function phi, because if you have some polynomial, so firstly you differentiate the polynomial and then you differentiate the individual terms. So firstly we will differentiate this polynomial. So we would have phi dash whatever variable this is. This is the notation for derivative, and the derivative of this inner term y divided by x, because y is constant, so the derivative of 1 by x, that is equal to minus 1 by x square. So minus y by x square. So this is the first term. And similarly, when you differentiate this u with respect to y, so you have this term. So because this term contains x, so it would come as such, being constant. So we'll only have to perform the derivative of this phi of y by x. So it would be phi dash y by x, and the derivative of y by x, that is equal to 1 by x. So now we have del u by del x, we have del u by del y. We have to show that x into del u by del x plus y into del u by del y, that is equal to nu. So we'll consider this left hand side. So the left hand side is x del u by del x plus y del u by del y, that becomes, when you substitute this whole quantity here and when you substitute this whole quantity here, it becomes this. And when you simplify this, that means what we are doing, we are multiplying this x inside. So the power here would become, here the power of x is 1, here the power is n minus 1. So we have 1 plus n minus 1, that is n. So we have the power of x as n, and here the power of x becomes n minus 1, all the terms as such, and here this becomes y into xn. So we just simplify this, and you see the term, this one cancels with this one, so we are only left with this first quantity. And what is this? In the very starting we have assumed, because our function u was homogeneous, so this was nothing but u. So this was u. As this is u, so we can write this to be n into u. So this is what that we were required to prove here.